Before this model of the atom was discovered, scientists believed that the atom looked something like this, which is the inside of J.J. Thomson's plum pudding atom. In the year 1908, Rutherford's gold foil experiment would forever change the way scientists all over the world would look at the atom's model. Now, Rutherford's gold foil experiment involves shooting tiny alpha particles through a thin sheet of gold foil. These alpha particles are high-energy, positively charged helium-2+ ions emitted from naturally occurring radioactive elements such as radium. As you can see here, most of the alpha particles went through the gold foil, and some were deflected slightly as Rutherford expected. However, some of the alpha particles were deflected by very large angles, and some even bounced straight back towards the source. It turns out that these particles had directly collided with what we know today as the nucleus. After making these observations, Rutherford and his co-workers came up with three conclusions. The first one was that the atom has a lot of empty space. This was because most of the time the alpha particles went straight through the atoms undeflected. The second one was that most of the mass is concentrated at the center of the atom, where the dense, tiny, and positively charged nucleus is present. The last and final conclusion was that electrons are distributed around a tiny, positively charged area called the nucleus. This conclusion was based on the observation that some of the particles were deflected by very large angles. This was due to the fact that most of the positive charge was at the center of the atom. Therefore, all the empty space in the atom was where the electrons were present. To the world in 1908, these results were groundbreaking. Rutherford himself expected the alpha particles would have sufficient energy to pass directly through the uniform distribution of mass that made up the gold atoms. However, the results of this experiment had proved many scientists, including J.J. Thomson's model, wrong. Thanks to his discoveries, Rutherford won the Nobel Prize in 1908 and was famously known as the father of nuclear physics. Thank you.